So I'm Lance James. I'm from Versus Evil. We're an indie publisher. We help publish the Banner Saga, which you see here. It's a awesome, award-winning game. Came out to Steam earlier this year in January. Since then, we've released on iOS and Android. And obviously, we're pleased to announce it's coming to PlayStation 4. And earlier today, they announced it's coming to PlayStation Vita as well. It's an awesome game. It's like, there's a combat aspect, which is a mix of kind of like XCOM and Fire Emblem, so it's turn-based tactics. Then there's also another travel aspect of the game, which is somewhat like, in my own terrible way of saying it, it's kind of like Oregon Trail meets Game of Thrones. You'll be presented with all these challenges that, good and bad, affect your outcome, and there's definitely lots of plot twists and character development, things like that. The developer of the game, it's called Stoic Studio. It's ex-BioWare devs in Austin, Texas. And we just, the art's award-winning. It's beautiful, kind of like an old Disney school style of animation and art. It's an amazing game. We couldn't be happier for them. The next game is an awesome game called Armikrog. It's by the creators of the guys who made the Neverhood back in the day. Their studio's called Pencil Test Studios. They're in California. Still super early demo of the game. We're super happy to be showing it here just because we all love the game. Such a rich history. The awesome part is it's old school claymation. So they physically handmade all the sets, all the puppets. They had to take photos of all the puppets, all the sets. It's old school, claymation. It really shows the quality of the game. And super happy to announce it's coming to PlayStation 4 sometime next year. Wii U also as well. And then obviously Steam and PC. The next game we've got here is called Toren. Toren's actually from a Brazilian developer called Swordtales. And it's a fantastic little adventure game based on some Brazilian myths and mythology. Kind of think Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, things like that. It's a style of gameplay. It's very much an adventure game with puzzles, a little bit of combat. But the very cool thing about it is it's got its own unique art style, which you can see from some of the graphics behind it, plus some of the gameplay here in a minute. But you also have the story of the main character, the girl. You very literally take her from an infant all the way to like I say adult, like a 22-year-old, 23-year-old. So it's very much growing up and learning her story. And as she grows up, you understand kind of the myth and what's actually happening and the full story behind it. You're exploring. It's the adventure of, you think you're exploring the world around you, you're actually exploring her life in a lot of ways. The next game we got over here is called Kin. It's actually from a couple guys from Rats. We'll say Netherlands, but that's probably wrong. But they're Tangrin Studios. Two guys are making this entire game, which is fantastic. It's a team-based tactics RPG. So kind of think a little bit of Diablo, maybe a little bit of XCOM with that one too, just in the combat. It's very much RPG. You have a party of characters, you go up through various worlds and dungeons, you're killing monsters, you're solving puzzles, you're exploring the world, collecting loot, which is always fantastic. There's plenty of loot. There's also a very deep crafting system, which is very cool. The crafting system is, you find stuff throughout the world, you can build pretty much anything. And then the character development you find in an RPG is pretty rich, because, you might have 5 different warriors. All 5 of them can be completely different in terms of weapons, armor, skills, how your party's set up. It's all up to the player. We don't really force you to play a certain way. It lets you pick and customize and play your way. That's the games. We're Versus Evil. We're an indie publisher. We like to think, obviously Versus Evil. We are here to help these guys as much as possible. And support indies as much as you can. Thank you.